towards that game. So either way, I think from game 3, both teams need to kind of refine their decision making a bit so that they can win this series. I was hoping that eventually we would get a 3-game series and all these best of 3s, and it just so happened that it's this one. Like I mentioned too at the beginning of the series, I was like, man, this is the one that has the most competitiveness between the two teams, I would say. And you've definitely seen it already in the series. So the priority for the Mongols is going to be the CC pick. This has been something now that's been picked up a couple times for Team Falcons, but the Mongols decide they want it this time.
Yep. And I think that this CC, we can count it as a steal as of this moment, right? Because first 2 games, it was the first 2 picks for Falcons. They're still staying on the red side, but now they won't have their CC to go with this. They can go for Uranus with the Lancelot, actually. That's what I feel like is the better answer here for Team Falcons. Instead, they are eyeing the Lunox very early into this game. The Mongols, you know what they can do? Get the Kimi or the Farsa, and then the Lancelot. I think Falcons have given so much of an opening for the Mongols. Great start in this draft.
Yeah, good start here. The Lunox Uranus, though, too, like we've seen this combination can be really good. Obviously, the Lunox, that burst potential that comes with it, Uranus providing that frontline tank, if you need it. And we'll see what the Mongols decides to do. The fact that they already have the CC, which we're just going to assume could end up at that gold lane. It's going to be quite a different game if it is Ranks that ends up playing it, based on what we've seen so far. They go with the Hylos and the Jushin, though, again.
Wow. I mean, this is so weird to me. I think, obviously, the Jushin makes a lot of sense. It's okay versus the Lunox in lane. And generally, it's just a good hero to have. But having the Hylos after the previous game where... Yeah, it was actually very effective. Like, Jushin Hylos is, like I said, a classic combo. But the presence of the Lunox should already discourage you to pick up this Hylos, because there's a lot of damage that hero can output. They can just go for another assassin here. Instead, they will go for the Esmeralda. I think this game looks very reversed to me.
Yeah.
To it, because usually Lunox is picked after the Hylos, and Hylos is picked after the Esmeralda, because Hylos is an answer to the Esmeralda. Oh man, this is it's opposite day apparently for the 2 teams that we have right now.
I'm wondering too. Either way, wait, is this both just going to be that way? Like, is this going to be gold lane CC, gold lane Esmeralda matchup? Or is it still flex? Like, technically you can flex them.
Yeah. It's too soon to tell. I think the way that Mongols have drafted this is they want to be really flexible. Whereas for Falcons, they have revealed that this will be their 2 side laners, unless they're crazy enough to get back to that Uranus as their jungler, right? But that also means that if you're the Mongols, you can opt to take out all of the possible assassins, but instead they will ban the export. Imagine Uranus and Esmeralda already being picked up. For sure, Uranus can be picked in the jungle, but you wouldn't go as far as to think like it will be Uranus jungle, export gold lane, and XP Esmeralda.
Hey man, in this day and age, you know, flexibility is a term teams like to go ahead and throw out right now and just make the flexible picks work if they can. But even with this, I'm thinking Team Falcons is just kind of covering their bases for the gold lane, right? The Granger is being banned out. I'm not sure if they want to ban out. I'm not sure if a Moskov or something even.
What's your command?
They'll go for the Fanny. Okay, interesting. Again, we don't know what Zetsu's going to play just yet. The Lancelot's still open, so it's also kind of in a sense, it's like, all right, they're willing to go ahead and play against it like they did previously. So it seems to be the plan. The Franco ban, are some of these just being Why the Franco? Well, I guess that in a way, we have seen Franco be played by Team Falcons in the past, especially in their previous tournaments. Cho's going to be the call, though. They go with the Cho pick. They've got pick-off potential. They got good burst damage if they can already, just with the Lunox, but then also depends on what they put on that last pick here in the jungle. Again, I don't think it's going to be a Uranus jungle, but we can't completely you can't completely count that out since it has popped up in the meta.
That's right. And the way the draft has shifted kind of allows Falcons to still go flexible here, because they still have plenty of marksman choices and plenty of jungle choices. Or you're okay if you're Falcons. If you're the Mongols, you're that kind of applies as well. Like they're thinking about getting this Yi Sun-shin to couple with the Alice in the XP lane, and I think it's a great decision, because now they will have two solid side laners to go with Yi Sun-shin, and then you have a very solid mid lane trio. That's Yi Sun-shin, Zushin, as well as the Hylos. It's pretty solid. And for Falcons, I guess the only weak point here is their mid lane duo, which is the Cho plus the Lunox, which might struggle against the combo of MONGOLZ. If Team Falcons have probably chosen the better decision, which is just to go for the Yi Sun-shin this time. You have pressure on both the Jushin as well as the Yi Sun-shin, and you have a very stable side lane. Will not technically win the side lanes, but you will also not lose the side lanes.
Yeah, and with this too, like Boyet picking up the Hayabusa, again, MVP performance for him in game 2. Good to see. So a bit of a traditional matchup in the jungle in a way. YSS with the Hayabusa. It comes down to this though, game 3. This series has been chaotic, man. I feel like game 3 is going to be the same way. And this is what we were saying back in the previous games, and I think for the most part that's what it will come down to, because both drafts can work here, Wolf. It's just cleaning up some of the mistakes that both teams have made throughout the series and coming out the better executing team.
Wow, definitely agree with you on that one. And I think that it's if anything, this probably is the most even draft that we've seen all throughout the day, right? And it makes for a good last game of the day. And we did expect that when it comes to the laning stage, the Mongols will have massive advantage in their mid lane. It's the Jushin Hylos, and for anyone who's playing duo out there, if your duo is a mid lane plus a roamer, gotta practice Jushin Hylos. It's like it's an automatic win.
Yeah, part of this too is whoever gets that advantage, early on. We've seen them kind of take that lead in game 1, game 2. A lot of this happens in the mid lane, and that's what's going to happen here. Shenlin, first blood in the hands of Cuffin, and this is what I was saying about the Lunox. That early game damage is so good. Even with a Revitalize, you're not able to survive that pressure, and this is one of the things about the Hayabusa. You're able to go ahead and rotate pretty quickly, probably in par with a YSS or a little bit faster. But, that's the thing. You show up, you grab that kill, and you've got yourself a lead to start. And what better person to have it than Cuffin? If he starts to scale up really quickly on this Lunox, you're going to feel that pain, when he decides to go ahead and focus you down.
What I noticed from the Mongols is that they kind of feel they almost overextend when they're. Obviously, overextension means you don't need to extend, but yeah, they are overextending their advantage, which Team Falcons, after 3 games playing with them, now they have understood how they can play against it. But Cuffin bites the dust.
They got the revenge.
Bit of a misplay out there. Yeah, the revenge is there. Didn't even pop the flicker in that exchange.
Yeah, I guess he felt like he didn't want to. They're going to fight for this first turtle, though. Zetsu going to be in trouble. Troll gets that kill. Shenlin taking out Sanji. A little bit of a trade, though, across the board. Turtle still untouched for now. They just want to do it out in game 3. Boyet will go ahead and start with the turtle. Sano going to get caught into the glorious pathway. Shenlin on a mission ever since dying, giving over the first blood to Cuffin. Now definitely fighting a lot here. So Cuffin with the 1v1 up top, still fighting for this turtle, but Zetsu has the clear sign for this off that play from Shenlin. So the Mongols will take the bit of advantage after that first turtle fight.
The dominoes are falling apart for Team Falcons. I don't know what happened. I don't know what triggered them. They've already lost the fight in the middle, and then they lost the fight in the turtle, and then Sano didn't have to do that. Didn't have to jump. Maybe the constellation price is a high loss, but that's just a roamer. That is a shutdown though, so it's pretty massive for Boyet when it comes to the gold. But the fact that Sano died, look at this. Rinks will have so much of an advantage. It's 2 gold cards that Rinks will have in his favor over Sano. That will inflate his lead. I wonder how much gold the CC has over the Esmeralda now.
Yeah, the advantage here. Let's see.
Whoa, okay, so Esmeralda apparently has more gold. That's surprising.
Yeah, that's just
very surprising.
Again how the lane's playing its part here. Also part of that though too is again value wise, I feel like the Alice, Alice kind of fell off a little bit when she was popping up so much, but that threat is definitely still there. Like once Mumu starts joining more of the later fights, I know he's joined a couple already, but that Throne of Ruin combination can be quite devastating against good usage from Troll here. Again, Troll is a marquee Cho player as well. He's played this hero many times. You can tell just by the way that he's able to go ahead and find those picks with that Way of the Dragon. But it's also just, again, it's up to Team Falcons to not make too many mistakes. And you can say the same for the Mongols, man. This next turtle coming up, though, they're going to get in position. And that's the thing. Conceal's going to be used. They're going to go for a play, actually, on Rinks. There's the kick. That's exactly what I was talking about from Troll. But Rinks pops the Vengeance. He's still going to be alive for a little bit. Oh, he actually survives. A huge save from Shenlin. Joining the fight, even with a flicker. Sano isn't able to survive. And now Boyet, Jordan down on this bottom side. Zetsu's just around the corner. He's actually going to go ahead and focus on the turtle instead. So maybe Boyet joins in on this, tries to get the retribution off, but he's just going to be zoned out. So objective secured for the Mongols.
What a massive outplay there coming out from Rinks. And to be fair, nobody made a mistake with 2 packets, but there will be another dash here.
Well, they're going to go for it again. Beacon going to be used. There's the exchange. They're going for it. Troll's the one who actually gets punished. Just when he thought he had the angle that they wanted, they couldn't find it. Beacon very strong, and now Rinks on the run. Not going to be able to escape this time, and Team Falcons decides to duke it out for themselves. Trying to shift the sands back in their favor. They'll pick up 1 kill. Better than nothing here for Team Falcons.
Definitely better than what they lost in that particular clash. Kind of scary there for Zetsu, but he still claims that orange buff. The fact that they have lost their gold laner in exchange for a roamer. Obviously, Mongols will not be happy about that. Mumu now in trouble.
There he is, even with the gleam, a little bit on the off timing here.
Okay.
He's still going to be alive. Pops the flicker. Good recovery. Wow. Zetsu, though. Boyet comes cleaning through. The rest of the team, Shenlin and Makey, a little bit too late to the party. This is not the target they want to go for. Sanji will just tank up everything he wants. Now, Rinks going with the 1v1 versus Sano. And Team Falcons has equalized the gold once again. Shenlin, they're not going to be able to kill Sanji here. That's one of the things about the Uranus.
The Mongols will be scratching their heads over that play up top. They could have just backed off once again, but they still fought afterwards, and they were duly punished for it. Now another punishment as does the kick once again. No protection of the turret, no protection of the outer turret energy shields, as compared to the previous time where Team Falcons went on him. Rinks will die because of that. And Team Falcons have more than recovered in this game. Now they're taking over the momentum.
It just seems like they've just kind of like poked the beast, man. And both sides just keep wanting to fight here. The Mongols will go ahead and utilize their ultimates down in the bottom, but fighting for the turtle. Boyet should be able to secure that one just to find, as he does with the retribution. So now Team Falcons in a very good position. It seems like they've caused enough chaos. Cuffin picks up a kill against Zetsu. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Sano still surviving alongside Sanji. And just everything's happening everywhere, Wolf.
Yeah. You know, you feel when you play video games and you keep on losing, and you try harder the next time you want
You
to
have your death
do
counter
it,
there?
but yeah, exactly. Like if you die from a boss fight or just a single level, and you constantly die, and you thought that you'll get better by trying harder. I don't know what word is perfect for that, but it kind of felt like the Mongols are trying to do that kind of thing. They were so anxious to bounce back play after play that they're forcing their errors even more. You can see Rinks getting punished, Zetsu trying to go for kills and then gets punished afterwards. Meiki even committing the ultimate just to dive under the turret. Eventually opens up a lot of openings for the Falcons, and now they're getting pummeled by the Falcons.
Man, Boyet's having a hell of a game here on this Hayabusa, making it look like, again, wasn't really affected by the patch much at all. Maybe he's got a little more distance to cover with the shadows, but that's about it. And playing this really well. So leading into that Lord take so far with the way the objective fights have gone, I feel like the Mongols are the ones really kind of scrapping to see how they can get to a point of contention for the Lord. It just seems like the answer for both sides is just, fight. Let's just fight.
Yeah.
Fight here, fight there, fight before the objective even, and see if they can get the advantage. Let's take a look at the items here, though, before that Lord fight breaks out.
But what we do know is that there's a massive gold lead that Boyet has able to amass over Zetsu. That's 2,000. Almost, it's actually literally 2,000 gold. And he's got 3 items where Zetsu only has 2. And now, unfortunately for the Mongols, that is going to be massive in this upcoming Lord fight.
Okay. They're going to keep this under control, fighting for the space, the advantage. There's going to be jump in from Sano, but nothing too much. Boyet will start up this Lord, but still, they got to have the favor for this. They have to watch out as well from the initiation from Mumu with this Alice here. That's why they can't fully commit, because, again, if Mumu decides to go ahead and set things up at the Throne of Ruin, it can just go towards the side of the Mongols. That's one of the things you have to kind of keep an eye out for. So maybe they're able to put pressure somewhere else, but I don't think neither team's able to get the Lord just yet. Whoa, Troll actually utilizing the flicker too, so it just wasn't the direction of the kick that he wanted on Zetsu.
Yeah, seems like it. Missed the timing. And that's going to be a big problem now, but Team Falcons will have better management of the minion wave, though.
Well, Glorious Pathway dropped down too.
Kill.
Shadow kill was used. Sano jumping in. Here's Troll this time. He doesn't have a kick, so just goes for the Jukundo. And now Boyet going for more. They're able to put pressure on Zetsu. He's still going to be alive with the Mountain Shocker, though. Not sure if they're going to re-engage. Mumu's amidst 3 members. They're going to drag Cuffin back. And now the Mongols will find a window here. Sanji up in the front. Boyet doesn't have the shadow kill, but he's able to pop it off anyway. Oh, he picks it up in the last second and is able to take down Shenlin. So now with that, Team Falcons, the trade across the board. Neither, though, can actually get this Lord yet.
That was a great start for the Mongols already by punishing the flicker in the Wave the Dragon misplay coming out from Troll. There's no other opening you could have wished for if you are the Mongols, but fortunately they have lost more. But losing Meiki might be the problem here for the Mongols. I think, Meiki is the key for the Mongols. That's what I'm trying to say. Team Falcons have found that opening and they wanna have more.
Oh, Boyet just getting that Lord and taking out Mumu after the Throne of Ruin was used. Cuffin's gone, though. They're going to exchange. They're going to chase down Sanji. They're going to bring him back. He tries to consecrate out. Even with the flicker, doesn't survive. So the trade 1 for 2, but the Lord went over to Team Falcons. The Mongols will grab what they can. Taking down the tier 1 turret, maybe potentially getting a little more. Maybe even this tier 2 up top. That Lord will make its way up there. So Team Falcons are going to be okay. They'll secure the buff for Boyet, and they will continue to put pressure here.
It's a big advantage for Team Falcons, knowing that the minion waves will naturally be in their favor now. The Mongols have scrapped away some kills, but it will not be enough. The Boyet will be able to run away, but the rest of Team Falcons are now prepping up for a massive Lord push. Their Lord Dance is great for Team Falcons, And they have identified some of the cracks for the Mongols. And now, Troll is waiting for another opening. He's actually hiding in the bush onto the right side of the map, has the flicker, and things might explode momentarily.
Oh, there's the kick, but that's not what he was looking for. Troll will go ahead and back off. It's going to be cleared out. Good push, though, on bottom. Tier 2 turret's going to go down from Boyet. Gets that push here. So slow and steady at this point. Again, this has been quite a hectic Game 3. Hellas series as a whole has been a back and forth. And it's still anyone's game here. I know that was a Lord that went to Team Falcons, but as you saw, the MONGOLZ is in fighting form. Holy Crystal picked up here for Cuffin. Gonna help with that damage output even further now on that Lunox.
The real centerpiece for the MONGOLZ will be the Jushin. You have to protect him at all costs.
Oh, they're gonna force the fight. Rank's gone so quickly here on the CC, even with a vengeance. So for Team Falcons, they'll get this tier 2 turret down. Boyet there to put the pressure, forcing the MONGOLZ back. They still have a minute from this Lord is up. So slow and steady for Team Falcons to go ahead and take down these turrets, get the space to work around with, and they go for a reset before they find themselves fighting for this Lord, potentially getting a tier 2 in the mid. Not sure if the MONGOLZ can actually hold this down. They'll be forced off of it anyway. That's one of the things this lineup allows Team Falcons to do. There it is once again. Shenlin falling. A shadow kill, but a huge throne of ruin thrown out. It'll force Team Falcons on the run to be on the defense. Zetsu chasing in. Flying Clouds bringing Rinks back to the fight. They're going to go for Troll. He's got immortality. No Lord up just yet. 15 seconds away. So they're able to take out Boyet. Very different if this Lord was up. The MONGOLZ definitely would have gone for it. But what they did do is buy themselves some time to go ahead and scrape up on the map here.
3 games now, Mumu has been the key for MONGOLZ when it comes to these clutch team fights. And without Boyet for 9 seconds, the MONGOLZ wants to take the Lord now, Naisu.
Oh, they're going to go for it. Going to fight this. Boyet not up just yet. Should be able to get here in time again. This is Flying Clouds. They're going to have to delay it the best they can. There's the kick. Zetsu goes down. That's a huge pickup again, led by Troll. And the fight still goes on forward. Troll still alive as well. Rinks on the backside. Cuffin dealing with it. Mumu taking the shadow kill to the face. And he's in trouble now. Meanwhile, the split fight happens off. Shenlin versus 3. Trying to take down Troll, but he can't. Meanwhile, Mumu's still alive. Still able to juke them out. Troll, a little bit of sliver of health. Mumu, buying time, healing up. Look at the regen. Mumu just bought them so much time. And still part of the fight, Shenlin and Rinks can delay this a little bit further. How did that happen? Mumu still going, throwing out the Gling. Rinks joining the fight. Winter Crown bot 2. They're trying to buy themselves some more time. Boyet using the shadow kill. A little bit of a reset on the Lord. There's the kick on Shenlin, but Zetsu now part of the fight. This could come down to the retribution unless Team Falcons is able to delay it a little bit further. Troll goes in. Zetsu picks up a kill, but they zoned him out enough. Boyet took out Shenlin. What is this fight? Makey could be next, and Team Falcons will run him down. It's a wipeout. Forget the Lord. Go for the team, said Team Falcons.
Hectic is the term that you use. Nice, and it was very hectic. Eventually, Falcons will come up on top, but there were so many heroic plays from both teams. It was started by a pickup on the Boyet, and then the MONGOLZ started to go for the Lord. Troll, for some reason, found an opening to eventually allow Falcons to take out Zetsu. The fight went long enough because of what Mumu was able to achieve, and that was a massive play on his part. I don't know how he managed to survive for that long, but the Oracle that was first picked by Mumu just paid so much dividends for a team. I don't know if he has Queen Swings as well, but I would assume that there's so much recovery that he has. Eventually, you can see that Zetsu wanted to go back in the fight only for Team Falcons to outplay him once again. So no Queen Swings, it's just very tanky. Now, the map just went in favor of Boyet because of the presence of the Flying Clouds. He was able to get into the fight afterwards and then take them off. And even after that, the advantage goes to Team Falcons. But when it comes to real estate, MONGOLZ have found an opening into that bottom lane.
Yeah, they have, and now this is going to give them that opportunity that they need here to continue in. The base turret's going to fall. Lord is still up. Trying to maintain what they can here for the MONGOLZ. Team Falcons calculating this approach. Lord still making its work. They're going to work on that top base turret. They get that down now too. That might be all they get though. The Mongols clears things out top and mid, still pushing in. Unless Troll decides to force an initiation for this last turret, that's potentially what they could do. If they take the safe route, I'm not sure if Team Falcons is going to do that. I'm not sure if safe is in their dictionary or their player book here. They're going to jump in. Sano goes in with a falling Star Moon. There's going to be a stun on Cuff, and he has to pop the Brilliance. Now on the disengage, they dodge the Throne of Ruin, though. They could decide to go back in. Boy, it has that shadow kill, but it looks like they'll just take what they got. They got all base turrets. Team Falcons will go ahead and reset.
Smartly, they will just back out, knowing that they just have to wait for a few more seconds and then they can come back to the fray. They also can play the map this time. For Team Falcons, in a GSL format, every series win is important. And Team Falcons will not risk playing back-to-back-to-back close games just to lose the last minute. So what they will do right now is wait for their better timing. They can play the map, come the next Lord fight. It will be an evolved Lord, which means that it will be the actual end game scenario for them. That will be safer. All they have to do now is to make sure that the Mongols cannot pull off a macro gameplay where they can lose. This is their Lord to lose. And I feel like Team Falcons are smart enough to not contest anymore, not force any issue. All they have to do is just to be patient.
Patience might pay off here, Wolf, but neither team has been showcasing that they're willing to just be patient. They kind of just want to go ahead and duke it out, for the most part. But it's Team Falcons to start up this Lord. They've got that information. Troll will make his way up. Rinks was down there clearing that bottom side. They might just blitz this Lord. A Glorious Pathway is going to be dropped down. It's going to be if Zetsu can get into the range, but they're going to zone him out already, so it's going to be a reset on the Lord for now. There's the kick. Zetsu's the one to get targeted. He pops the Winter Crown. Throne of Ruins dropped out. Whoa, Mumu, though. A little bit miscalculated there. Zetsu falls, so the jungler down for the Mongols. Still going to be breaking out the fight. Boyette joins it, pops the shadow kill. They get a couple of immortalities get popped. 3 down for the Mongols, and they're going to get run down here by Team Falcons as Sano leading the charge. It's only Rinks left alive, and Team Falcons wants to go for the wipeout. A Winter Crown to delay the inevitable, but with a wave pushing down a mid, Team Falcons fought for it past the 20-minute mark, and they'll win the series, taking game number 3.
Unfortunately for the Mongols, bad autopilot lost them that game. When Team Falcons went and showed that they want to blitz the Lord, the instant response coming out from the Mongols is to make their beeline towards the Lord. You know what Boyette did? Just as the Lord had reached, 20% HP, he lets go of it. And now the Yisenchin was in the middle of the fight. You don't need to do anything so special to catch him. Troll was able to catch him twice even after the Winter Crown. Everybody was there to deal the damage. It was totally outplayed out there. And that's because of the autopilot that we saw from Zetsu. Really good player, but unfortunately, he was just outwitted by Team Falcon.
Yeah, of course, this was definitely, for me anyway, the highlight series of the day, man. I know we've had 4 series today, at least here, Stream A. I think Stream B was done.